Welcome back, my delinquents. We're starting off from where I left it off in the part 1 of this video. This is part 2 of the Death Bloom abuse of male VTubers and their cheating scandal of sorts. And we left it off after doing the original documents from the victims and looking at a bit of the VOD, but I did not comment on it because it was a very, very long document. And as we know, that it turned into their making a response on stream. That caused a lot of drama. Then they tried to make a PDF explaining their side further, which didn't really help them at all because they made a giant ass out of themselves pretty much. But of course their partner got involved in between this, responding to comments, fueling the flames, and people started harassing him, calling him a cuck. And you can decide on your own if you think he's a cuck or if he's a victim or whatever you think here. But we're gonna go over the VOD first from where we left off, and then we'll go over their document, and that will be the end of this VTuber abuse saga with Death Bloom. And I will be touching it again after this, so this is the end. But let's get into the story. So here I've cut up the highlights of this just to put it in a video. That's why it's on a player. I will link to the original VOD this came from, if I remember. Sorry guys. That's why it's like this, but I just cut out going through. You find out in the parts where they don't seem to repeat themselves because it's like a 2-hour VOD and they do repeat themselves a lot. So I'm going to hit these main ones of what caused the backlash of, because this is their original response. And the first one, she kind of victim blames, saying that it takes two to tango, so it was really their fault that she treated them badly because it takes two people. It's their fault for getting their hopes up, which is in the very least, even if it's not air quotes abusive, it's toxic as frick. Is that they're a bit of an asshole because you don't have the right to abuse someone just because they show a sexual interest in you or a romantic interest. There is supposed to be a mutual understanding of trust that you not be a dickhead to them. I know, crazy, but let's get into it. Here we go.
On the post, if you want to dig around and look at that or whatever, but if you see comments under Darcian, that's me. I just don't use social media.
Yeah, he does not use Twitter, and he was just trying to defend his partner.
So here we go, he admits he's Darcy and blah 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 on here, and it goes into defending his partner, which I find it very funny that he's defending someone who's cheated on him, and they say it's like, well, we were musically cheating or whatever, trying to cheat. And I think the thing on here is that, and you may have picked up from my first video, a lot of people could say I wasn't focusing heavily on the cheating because I had already seen this part, that he seems to be almost just as bad as her. So keep that in mind here. So if you picked up my not having as much sympathy for him, is he is unsympathetic dick to the people too. But maybe he is being like he's just gaslit and he's kept in the situation too long. But he seems to be in the same toxic mentality she is.
And I am not, look, I don't exist online, all right? And I was just I guess it was the wrong move because you shouldn't fuel the fire, but I was just mad about false accusations like that. And just, I just had to say my piece. That's it. But then I was called an alt account that Bloom's made to respond.
Yeah, I created an account just to reply for myself. Dude, yes, this whole matter is...
I do see why people thought it was an alt, because the idea that a guy would defend his girlfriend is like, it's okay, she cheated on me. I'm a dick too. It's kind of like, it was like, what? I would have never guessed that. So I can understand why people didn't believe him.
About this person going ahead and saying that I am manipulative. I've used them for advantages and apparently send unsolicited or alerting and pictures and whatnot.
And she is manipulative, we've all seen it, so apparently manipulative. I can understand saying it's maybe technically not abuse, if you want to get there. Like, I could see how someone could maybe monkey jump their brain on that, but that it's not manipulation, it's obviously it is. That apparently she sent unsolicited pics. She even admits in the replies that, I'm sorry, I didn't know they were unsolicited, because which you can admit that you didn't know, but then to double down once the person tells you they really don't want these, don't send them again, that's like, oh, but they weren't, is just ignorant and really shows a very self-centered approach to this situation where she can't in any way that she could possibly be wrong.
Loading and pictures and whatnot.
So just for full context, for those calling me a cuck, right? Because you don't have the context. And I didn't want to slap Bloom's and I private life.
Another thing is here is that the cuck thing. He does repeat this a lot during the VOD. It's cut out because we don't need to see him for an hour deny being a cuck. But this is a big part you can tell he's really sensitive about being a cuck.
If in front of everyone, but since the allegations are so dire and it's no joke, I guess we just have to say it how it is, right? We
Yes.
just gotta, what is supposed to be private needs to be wide in the open now.
I want to outline this for everyone. Your private life is as private as you make it. They literally were trying to cheat with multiple people. Specifically him, apparently only one. That's not a private life. You're involving almost a village in your life. That's not private. You can't expect to keep a private life when you involve a town's worth of people. You don't get to see, like, I wanted to keep this private. My private life should be private. You are living in the open. You did this to yourself. You can't even, there's one thing going if you actually live a very private life complaining. They don't. You can't involve a fucking soccer team worth of people and then complain that a lot of people know.
So, yes, Blooms has had a boyfriend, me, for a long, long time. Our relationship had a lot of ups and downs, especially at the beginning of last year and the year before, where we couldn't, some point it was difficult to make it work because we are two difficult people. We have our own issues and all that. And to be honest, at some point, just like...
And I just want to pause on this one here of they're difficult people, no shit. They have their issues, no shit. But two here is that I feel like that is the crux of this drama situation and exactly why I didn't really have tons of sympathy for this guy in this situation is they are both weird people. They are both people that are back and forwards together, toxic. They both cheat, whatever. This is us random people being collateral damage to two toxic people, and that's the crux of this story, that these people are toxic. No matter what line or what level you want to put this on, they're just very toxic individuals. They have a toxic relationship and they have drawn many people into that.
Regular relationships, things go bad, right?
Yeah,
like,
also it takes time to be sure of whether you want to end up with this person or not. There is a lot of times people start dating and even after 10 years then realize that they are not made for each other and stuff like that, right? And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. So we've had our rough patches where we had ups and downs, where we were like, maybe this is not working out. Maybe we should see other people and stuff like that.
So Blooms did message a few other people when we had this rough patch. I messaged an ex of mine, which I'm not proud of. Of course, thankfully, this didn't go anywhere because why would you ever message an ex? That is the dumbest thing you could do. But anyway, right? That happens, ups and downs. If you look at all the screenshots from the post, those date back from last year or the year before or whatever, right? When we had this pretty difficult rough patch of getting to live together and understand each other. And what the people who read this without any context think is that I knew that she was messaging other people and I was all right with it, which is, I didn't know, she didn't know I was, but at this point we were barely talking too, because that's how bad it was at that point in the relationship. We didn't really have a time to talk it out. And then in the middle of last year, we had a long, long talk about what we wanted and all that, and we just made things good. And if you notice on the posts, nothing happened or nothing is posted, quote unquote, for this year or the other half of last year.
So because we've talked, it's the last drama that they screenshotted was when before we went on the Europe trip. And this is where we actually had a very serious talk. And we decided...
I just want to point in here, normal people have a serious talk before cheating. You don't spend like 6 months trying to cheat or get other relationships and then have the serious talk. I'm just outlining that in case anyone thinks this is normal. This is not the normal approach. This is a bad way to run a relationship.
What was the next move of our relationship? So sometimes you break and you come back together and stuff like that. So instead of just like... I am glad the issue of you being okay, that a lot of people felt manipulated sexually for favors like free art. The thing of the free art, I don't understand. It was talked about and a lot of the thing were like, I paid for it. For example, I had a situation last year with certain artists and they gave me a free art by their own willing.
Just so you guys know, we're just talking about it all bit by bit.
Just so you know, I left out the free art stuff because I couldn't find information out on that. I'm not 100% on that situation there.
All right, we see your questions as well about
will
the
get
leading
through.
people and all that. We'll get to that, don't worry.
I find it very telling that they focus just on themselves in this, but that could just be me being a pessimist here.
Yes.
We'll get to that. I don't really have much about it, but
All right.
all I'm saying real quick before that is that literally, and let's be honest here, guys, I could look at any DM all from most people, look at flirtatious attempt with other people, screenshot specific things that I'm looking for, post it, and then do a claim. You don't have the full context. You don't have the relationship from the first message to the...
No, you can't with everyone, because some people don't randomly flirt with a bunch of strangers. Not slut shaming, but I'm just saying not everyone actually does that, and I find it very telling they try and justify their actions, but everyone does it. No, everyone doesn't do that. Would you be able to find flirtatious messages of me with other people? No. One, because I don't flirt, but two, because some people just don't do it, guys. Some people just don't do it. They don't like flirt with every single fucking person they come in contact with. Like,
the last. You don't know how the interaction began. It's all hearsay. So let's just keep an open mind here and understand that this could literally, anyone could get a screenshot of messages that they're not too proud of, because we all had that.
And like, this has been like, I had like, this hate group for quite a long time. They've been like going around asking people whether we had, voila. They've been asking people whether they've interacted with me and how was it. First of all, I'm a vtuber, so I post sexy stuff, as well as I am a succubus, so flirtatious by nature.
I'm just gonna say this real quick, guys. It's fine to be a succubus. It's fine to be a vtuber. It's fine to flirt. But the thing is, you don't have a right just to flirt with anyone. You can be flirty by nature. Permission. You know what people, vtubers ask me? Can I flirt with you? And I'm like, other than friendly, I'd prefer not. And they respect that. Because they understand just because they want to be flirty and they want to be sexual doesn't mean everyone wants to. They just change it up a little bit. You know? They just change it around. It's called being versatile. You can't expect every single friend to be the exact same way. And you can't just expect that you can sexually harass whoever the fuck you want because you're a vtuber. No. Permission is key in all sexual things. It takes 5 seconds just to go, bro, how do you like to run this? That's exactly it. If you're unsure, just ask. It's easy.
It is a persona. I am, well, naturally, even IRL, very flirtatious as person. And if you were not okay, let's say you and I were talking, right? And you did not like me being flirtatious, you could have just said it at the very start. Look.
Some of them did, and she didn't stop. But either way, it's her responsibility to make people accepting and comfortable with her sexual actions. She is an adult. These actions can be misconstrued. Either way, no matter what, you should be protecting yourself from miscommunication in these situations. It is her responsibility, not the person she's being accustomed to accosting with these sexual things to say, I'm really uncomfortable. Because she's already failed. If you've already made someone uncomfortable, you've already fucked up. You should have already asked.
I'm not okay with that. I'm taken, or whatever. It takes two to tango. It's not just one person to be blamed in this.
If you're doing the action, you are responsible for your own actions. She cannot blame other people for her actions. That is not how that works.
It's a two people thing, and things could have just been discussed and talked through because we're at...
And she should have discussed them. That's the thing. She is responsible.
Adults, instead of like, just ghosting, blocking, and then after 2 years or many years or whatever, just going ahead and be like, hey, she's wrong and stuff like that.
I don't know. It's never too late to tell someone they're wrong, honestly.
Also, real quick, I saw one message by Dark Sovereign about the fact that our relationship was undisclosed. But does that mean that every single person online, because look, let's be honest here, Blooms plays a succubus online. How interesting would it be if, I'm just saying, she's a vtuber.
This is not about anything, and I'm just before cutting this about her being a vtuber. Because realistically, these are private conversations. It should be disclosed with people she's hoping to do romantic relationships what's happening. This is not about it undisclosed to her viewers. It has nothing to do with content. And I feel like the people in her friends replying to her that were like, stop talking about content. This has nothing to do with her content. This has to do, these were private relationships. It has nothing to do with VTubing. She should disclose to them if she had a relationship.
It's less interesting if she has a boyfriend, right? And also, if you get famous online, do you really have to say your whole life how it is? Is that like, are you supposed to be public property and say everything that's going on in your life, who you're related to, who you're talking to, who you're friends with?
No, you don't. But when you're trying to do a private relationship, especially a romantic relationship, you should disclose relevant information. Having a partner to a romantic interest is relevant information. Nothing to do with content creating. Their brain is so on the content, the fame, that they don't understand. These are not connected at all.
It's not everyone's business. She's just doing entertainment, playing video games for people.
And they keep saying like, abuse. How is it abuse if both people were interested?
Sovereign gets it in her chat right there. He's like, that's not what I'm talking about. And I think you fucking exactly
interested into each other and there was a chemistry between them. How is that abuse? I don't understand this part. How is that abuse? I'm not saying like I did not break their heart by telling them I'm not interested or like I cut things. A lot of them are like either they ghosted me or we stopped things or we just stayed friends. Well, supposedly friends.
See, I broke their heart. She thinks she's just the hottest shit and they're bitter because she's so amazing and she broke their heart. I don't think there is getting any through to this chick of what the actual problem here was, because it's not about breaking your heart, it's about the crappy behavior she did. Even with the smileless case here, she treated them badly.
So.
And also, sure, in a way, devil's advocate, right? You hurt a few people's feelings by flirting with them and that led to nothing. And you made them feel special for a while and all that. They were back and forths and all that. Also, I'm just saying that as someone who is human, and we've all had those.
I like how he says like hurting all these people's feelings and treating them like shit is this something normal that every person. Most people try and avoid doing that. You want to avoid hurting people's feelings and being an overhaul dick. I really hate the shoot. Well, everyone's human. Some mistakes, but when you make the same mistake over and over and over, and you on purposely do that behavior, you're not only human, you are actually just an asshole. You're not, I'm just a human, I make mistakes. You're not making mistakes, you're being an actual dick on purpose.
Weird conversations flirting with other people, right? But personally, me, as someone who tries to spend as little time online as possible, why you don't want to start a witch hunt, but why are you starting a witch hunt?
I'm just gonna leave on the last one there that the witch hunt thing is mainly, in the end, they're like, I don't want to start a witch hunt, this is a warning. And I would say some ones are worse than others, but like, the point is that they don't want as many guys to fall for this bullshit. Because when people are manipulating people in line, they rely on the fact that there's not enough information out there. So people don't know they're lying. And that's one of the reasons I hate when information like this comes out, because this is not supposed to be a cancellation. This is supposed to be like, she does this, don't fall for it, more than anything. And that is the thing here. They don't like it because she won't be able to do the same thing in the future because everyone knows what she's like. Liars hate when people actually talk to each other because then no one believes them. But that's just my opinion on that. But let's get to their document on this. So they made this because the VOD, their stream was so terribly received. I wonder why. You watched it. It's not great. They just look like selfish dicks. And they don't get it. And one of the big things that people point out in here while we go through this, I will censor part of it, that she includes people's nudes. Why? That's dumb. You can't do that. That's illegal. Don't. Because part of my personal life has been thrown out into the open without any context. I need to expand on what has been said. So here's my side of the story. And it is a good sign. So anyone who's saying, oh, people wouldn't be on the guy's side. Endless. Everyone is on the guy's side. The only person on Deathblue's side is their boyfriend. So victory. The other side of the story. Me being silent doesn't mean I'm dodging responsibility. Sorry for the flashback. We need a dark mode on Google Docs, honestly. After the document has been shared, I've been contacted by a lot of people often in unfriendly manners, and I feel so it's important to shed some more light upon the context of the screenshots. I respect people trying to stand up for their friends, however the screenshots provided show an extremely one-sided perspective. The side of the story has made me look like someone who is sexually manipulative, does gaslighting, and has abused, assaulted male VTubers. That's the thing, I do think it's weird she thinks only their friends are defending them when a lot of the internet weighed in on this, funny enough. And no one's really on her side, because even if they're like, I don't even know if it's quite abuse, but you are a dickhead. She comes off as an asshole. She is not a nice person in any of these scenarios, even in the stretch of it. And I'm not saying the guys didn't flirt with her. That's not the point here. The point is that she kept them on the hook and led them on. And that she sent unsolicited nudes and lots of other stuff. But let's get into it. I expect people trying to stand up for their friends. There is flirting in scenarios, but not the same intensities. The people who have spoken out have done so without knowing the full story and have been eager to jump on the bandwagon. The proof provided in the Google Doc, however, has been taken completely out of their original context to make it look like things happened differently than they actually happened. We shall start with let he who is without sin cast the first stone. KillerSawVT extras leading on, keeping on a hook. I started talking to KillerSawVT back in 2022 because they showed up in a stream chat wanting to join me for a game. From there, we were hanging out. You wanted to play, right? I can't now, sorry. Sag. Oh, some other time perhaps. I might be able to play later. I'm working outside now. Where do I join? Reactive. What are you up to? Just getting ready for work. How about you? I'm chilling, listening to music, checking Twitter, and lurking in streams. So, hun, anything you want to know about me? Or what do you like to do for fun besides me, of course? Obviously, he's flirty too. I didn't doubt that. Well, listening to music, reading sometimes, watching shows, movies, blah, 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 hiking, traveling. What's your favorite horror movie? Oh, by the way, I found out I can work from home today, so I'll be able to most of the day today. I have many The Decent, Creepers 2, Sinister, Halloween. Sure, I'm down. According to his statement, he said he didn't know that I had a partner, but a roommate instead I was living with, and that he was led on to believe we had dated for 2 months, only when I never mentioned the duration of our relationship at any point. Do you want any more detail? I'm streaming, since I know more stream with my partner. I'm wanting some good food. That might be, but like, the thing is, partner messed up the time of the movie, so it could mean a lot of things unless they elaborate in here, because I'm gonna be honest, I've met a lot of streaming duos that used to stream together, so I don't know. He even met I wasn't in a relationship with my partner when we moved from flirting on to just being friends, once we both wanted to, yet he still expressed he wanted more. Sure, says the same guy who a week before said that he liked me. I did, but I wasn't sure if you liked me. It's all good, Killer. We will be friends, but strictly VTuber related. Please come back. I don't want to lose you. I care about you. I want to push you away. She says it here, but where's the screenshot? I expected a screenshot to back up her claim here. Is her just like partner that's supposed to be the reason? It's hard to know. We don't know what happened on the call, of course, so we'll leave it a 50-50 here. But he's not the only guy here, so we'll see about the other people. After we decided to be friends, whenever I wouldn't reply to talking, he would be very upset, rude, possessive, very pushy, borderline, emotionally blackmail me. Well, listen, clearly you got more important things than me going on, so I'm not going ahead. I did tell you I was going to hang out with him. Now you're getting mad about it. Look, I'm sorry, I was waiting for you to call all day, just feeling like you don't want to hang out with me. I can't hear you. I had a lot of friends that became popular and abandoned me early in my career, and I'm just scared that if you get partner and finally achieve everything you want, you'll forget about me. I'm sorry I was rude and grateful, please don't forget about me. I just don't want to lose anyone else. Sorry about last night, just message me back when you can. I think we should take some time off each other. I'm kind of hurt by the way you're reacting. Okay, so there's a lot back and forth. She's obviously left out a lot of his messages too, so I don't think he was probably needy too. Or no one has claimed that maybe he was needy, but we don't actually fully see what he knew here, and he's probably one of the milder stories on this, but she has definitely cherry-picked the messages to make her look like the victim and not the abuser, when it's very likely they were both very needy together, because we've seen through messages from other people that she's incredibly possessive and aggressive, even though she has a boyfriend through this all. Becoming more and more forceful and exhausting that it even asks for us to take some time with each other. This could be taken from the end of their breaking off their friendship relationship thingy here. Doesn't mean the other stuff didn't exactly happen. There we go. Mostly when you're free, partner. So this is pick up their partner is here, but I need, like, I feel like a normal person would be like, my boyfriend, or yes, this is my boyfriend, or by the way, I have a boyfriend. Any of that to be direct, because partner means a lot of things to a lot of people, and it can be very confusing. You say partner to some people, they're like, your business partner, bro? Like, you have to be direct. You can't just assume everyone gets what you laying down. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. You know what I find? If you hate me, fine. I just care about you and want you to be happy. I messed up. I'm sorry. I don't hate you. I'm still up. I go to bed. You have work. I don't love you. I like you as a good friend, and you've been a little too much for me to handle lately. That's not saying he isn't needy. because I do think it doesn't exactly clear her name here. But I'm not surprised by this, because a lot of relationships that, especially online ones that have like cheating and someone has a partner, etc., they tend to get mutually demanding on each other. She did admit on her other one that she's flirted with these people, so I don't know what this proves, because I don't think this proves that she didn't lead him on, because I don't, like, the timestamps are a little... Look at this. Good friends. 2022, 7:29, and this is 7:31. Where is the first messages between them? Up here. Oh god, having to go through timestamps. A month apart or something? But, so we're around a month apart in these. We're gonna have the math. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna be fine. I would say he is hella needy in here. But so is she and all her other messages I've seen too. Because they've known each other a month here. Guys, if a relationship goes too fast, too hard in like a month, back the hell up, bro. Farm civilized friendly talks at the end of July and the start of August. Yes, I use the term sweet and dear in these texts because I'm in French. It is very common. Some people do use those very commonly. I'm a nap a bit. Have a good rest. Very normal conversation. So we're in August now. See you there. Killer, I don't know what I did that you're ghosting me. I'm sorry if I hurt you, but I swear, and good luck with your donathon. We're docile and friendly, and I don't know what changed. Suddenly he ghosted me. Yeah. So that's the end of the KillerSaw. I do expect KillerSawVT was the mildest of the situations, because his was a straightforward. His only crux of his situation was she led him on. So I'm not surprised. It's just like a very needy back and forwards between each other. It doesn't mean he's wrong and she didn't lead him home, but it is only 3 months. But I do think you need to directly tell someone they are your romantic partner, not just, I have to pick up my partner. Yep, and then he blocked her, which honestly I feel like KillerSaw's could have completely ended with the blocked here. That's just a failed situationship. And this turns into a hate group trash talking with where they were getting the information, which I did want to bring up in the first one. I did find a little creepy that this is the mildest of the situations here, even if it is a cheating scandal, but I found it very weird he was just going around to everyone getting information. I do find that a little odd, but I didn't think it was like a big enough deal to bring up at the time. I have an release of Dyson in 2019 that I didn't hide at any instance since my personal cosplay Instagram are public. Yeah, that could be true. I don't think the Hive, whoever wanted to look it up, could have found it easily. I still think if she was trying to engage in romantic relationships with anyone, it's on her to bring it up. She should not expect every people to go on a fucking witch hunt and a stalk of her socials to find out she has a boyfriend. If you are engaging romantically with anyone, disclose things. Are you poly? Are you monogamous? What do you expect? Do you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? It is on you to disclose that information. And if you don't, you will be the dick, pretty much. I stream and he brings me food and not what I'm streaming. I didn't find it necessary to go ahead and post my whole life onto Twitter. Many of you just don't do that either. That's irrelevant. As we all know, this is completely irrelevant about her personal back and forwards with people, because we're talking about her personal relationships, not her VTubing. In Malaysia, we have been going through a lot of ups and downs where we were unsure whether we would want to stay monogamous or be open to polygamy and see other people. People who befriended me knew I had someone in my life and that things were complicated and that I was talking to other people. Trying out poly since I never had such an experience before, like Dosen't mentioned on stream, he was well aware of me talking to other people, hence it was not cheating on him. He just didn't want to know the details. He mentioned he didn't know on the VOD we just watched. Am I crazy? If you're at this part, I swear he mentioned he didn't know she was talking to people. So I think the poly thing is they're trying to scapegoating. Now, coming to the second person mentioned in OP's document, whose name shall remain anonymous out of respect. Accusations for having feelings for someone while complicated relationships. It's going to be a long one because with this person we actually interacted along a lot and developed genuine feelings for each other. Befriended number 1 back in March 2023, and it started all friendly, P and love confessions. And they wanted to show me their model before their debut. Okay, both okay. You're gorgeous, king flirting. Let's just go on that. Okay, okay, I'll censor this down the bottom here, so I'll try not to like fan too much on it. I'm cute that they tell you have a great day. It could be better if you could give me a call. I'd be happy. So this is cut heavily out of context. I don't know why she had to do the nudes here. She should have blurred them. On phone, hope that's not an issue. So they ERP, they flirt, they do stuff. We're scrolling past the nudes so I don't have to censor it more. She should not have posted that. I would wake up to receive messages from him, text the whole day. Number 1, it was very forward, was showing his interest. So, whole day. Okay. Wake up, okay. Pretty straightforward. Was talking dirty and I reciprocated. We were bantering back and forth amicably. We were still friends but flirtatious. Send nudes to your homies? What? Yeah, but did he know she had a relationship? That's the non-consensual part. He didn't have all the information. Because this is not the one with the unsolicited nudes. Because we saw the DM saying it was unsolicited. This is someone else that she was mutually flirting with, but says they didn't know she had a boyfriend. I think. Or it could be the one that did know she had a boyfriend. This is the problem when there's too many people. It was pretty straightforward, talking dirty and reciprocated approach. Yeah, but we were still friends but flirtatious. They were okay in being in a poly. From what you can see in the screenshot, poly as well as we were pretty forward about being horny. Blah, blah, even that pretty. What are you gonna do? Choice is your, all of it, all of you. Oh, I want all of you, or we're just horny. True, could be both. You're on holidays, can easily get laid. No, I don't have the kind of riz. Yeah, I mean, we're just horny. I assume the dude assumed it was her and Death Bloom, not her and her boyfriend. I don't know if that's what she's trying to say, that she implied it was her and her boyfriend, but I don't know how any of that implies she has a boyfriend. Hop in my chat, I'll drag you in, because he has open mic. I'll message you about it, because he has open mic. It was my buddies, 100%. So, the poly thing, I came in second to the relation. Now I'm hot and bothered. What? This way she speaks in the broken English really fucking confuses me. So I'm not surprised if any of the guys she was hitting on were confused. And this is why directness is important, guys. Don't fucking say, we are hot and bothered and blah, blah, blah. Especially when you don't speak English as your first primary language. If I did poly, I would need to be the main guy in the relationship. Oh, them, okay. Yeah, because it's done. Okay, yeah. I think if I did poly, I would need to be the main guy in the relationship equal. Yeah, I prefer to build as the first two, because I came in as a third on, and I didn't like it. Yeah, see, I don't know if this is fully him realizing. Makes it sound like if the question is, would you do poly? He doesn't sound like this is an option, and obviously, he said I would have to be the main guy. But in the situation she's offering, he's not the main guy, so it's like, I don't know, the conversations are very confusing. I could see how someone could be very confused in this. But sorry, I'm so excited to get to know you more. Incredibly lucky you walked into my life. Me anything, honestly. I'm a wreck most of the time. You ask me anything. I hush, you are special to me. I'll be sure. I think you've gotten to know me a little more. I find it so... Okay, maybe I'm just a dunce and a prude or whatever, but I find it very weird. People can be so sexual at ERP and stuff, and they don't even really know each other, and they're not dating. I'm just old-fashioned. Someone get me my cane to, like, boo these kids off my lawn, I swear. I was born old, I guess. My dick breaks his... What the fuck? Pound you so hard that you cut in lovingly. Oh my god. I'm gonna skip that cringe. Want to read all that ERP stuff? We stated how we felt being around each other during the regular text, but we are still not able yet. Both had certain desires that the other could fill, and so we engaged in dirty talk. This is because at this point in my relationship with my partner, I felt I was not getting the affection I wanted. I was very much open to providing such affection, yeah, but doesn't mention her partner was like aware of this, because in the vote he mentioned she wasn't aware of her talking to him, so she's like cheating without a full confirmation to be in poly. Because just you're open about the idea of can we be poly, you need an agreement. You need everything worked out, which is a constant complaint. In the other document we saw, that the guys were complaining that even when they knew about the relationship, they were strung along, and she just wouldn't work out what her relationship was. Her partner was aware, but in the VOD he made it sound like he wasn't really aware. I don't know about that one. It sounds a little like, found a way to get around this, because if we're poly, it's fine, right? I don't know. Just me on that one. Okay, go. Plus, I need to wait for Darcy to be gone. These are games I played a lot with Darcy. I'm about to to go see my parents. Okay, the main problem here is, yeah, it's good to see this, but, like, it's like red. We have no idea whose chat this is, realistically. Unfortunately, like, we don't know who this person is. So, yeah, maybe I did tell them about Darcy, but at the very least, they definitely needed to get their shit together and work out what the hell they were doing before you start cheating, guys. Before you, even if you're poly, work out your poly before you start fucking around, okay? This is okay, I'll keep going down here because I'm pretty sure this is the consensual guy. The main problem is the guy she sent nudes to. One last time, if we would be really committed, if I break up with my partner, would happen. You're not the only one here. I had feelings of I'm asking you to leave everyone. This is the guy that was consensual and she didn't want to make it be the reason she left him. That is the milder one there. That's a lot of messages. I will link this, but I'm not reading all their ERP. I am just a person. I need to keep my sanity. Now coming to the third person mentioned OP's document, who's now showing me know us out of respect, claiming jealousy and leading on. Okay, so this is not the one. That is the non-consensual one. The very start of our conversation, I was new to VTuber world, didn't have many friends. During one of our streams, and number two's immediate reaction was to try and make it sexual, wanted me to be his dom. Okay, mine just became full submissive and don't want to have someone I wanted to be my dom so badly, like, oh my god. Thanks for playing with me, sorry, a bit out there. Huh? Weird. Oh, well, yeah, I think that was one of the milder stories. Okay, I'm a huge fan of deep voice, and I mentioned it to Quinty content. You okay? Staying quiet. Cub is just a bit jealous when all the deep voice stuff happened. Sorry, blah blah. Cringe. According to the doc, it was mentioned that I was the one who was possessive and jealous. This is the second time he was expressed jealousy. Yeah, jealousy. I don't know if fully his was not as detailed as everyone else. Yeah, 2 of the guys at the same time. I'm pretty sure Killer and this guy, by the sounds of it. But I know she's just like, I am just flirty, but like, you expect people to have feelings for you if you flirt with them. People get mixed up on that. I just want to say you're beautiful, amazing. At this point, like, you're hanging out almost every day on my stream. He even started calling me his Claire de Lune Moonlight. I think I was banishing a stream for content for entertainment, the reason why I was tagging along. Okay, so tagged along with his flirting for content. If you know someone is seriously flirting, don't do that. That's a terrible idea, and that kind of plays into using someone for content. Just because it's for content doesn't mean it's any less just using someone, okay? And be aware, directness. This is just content. This is just for the stream. The best streamers I know are very direct with what's happening to avoid this exact reason. Communication is free. That's all I'm going to say on that one. That I did call my cub at times, but this is just like a term of endearment. It's just like darling in the southern US. I don't think anyone just randomly uses my cub as a term of endearment. I'll give my darling, but I don't know on that. Someone from the south, please tell me. Didn't say that I want to stream. Hope you had a lot of fun, dear. Blooms, I'm your cub, only cub. I don't want to be anyone else's, sorry. If I'm too clingy. We'll censor this. He says, well, as him sending unsolicited top look, he even got jealous of someone in my chat and wrote to me while we're streaming. Just go, brr. You okay? Oh my god. So she says unsolicited here, but when she does it, the person should have told her it was unsolicited. At one point, never send unsolicited pics, guys. This guy, even if it was asked, don't send it, and she didn't. She sent it. Good. Now jealous. By the end of the month since we started talking, you know we were just friends. If I do something you don't like, again, tell me. I don't want to ruin the friendship, blah, blah, blah. She's done it for at least a year. She did it with me, a few of my friends, and even went as far as cutting us to an extent. Comes to how I felt insecure. That is a problem, like, they are, like, a lot in kink terms. So if you're not clear, like, she doesn't seem to clarify a lot of this stuff to them. I'm gonna assume you're engaging in kink play. This is why you have to be careful with what you say, guys, because this has led to, I'm not saying she did it on purpose or not on purpose, she led them on here, and maybe they were level 10 clingers, but this is what happens when you don't realize what you're saying, or like people, or shut things down that you don't want. Like if someone says they like you and you continuously keep flirting with them, that is not very nice of you, in my opinion, especially when you're not interested. This is her being clingy, so they were mutually clingy. So that day, me and my mutual friend collabed for 3 hours, and they ended up collaborating, but impaled on me to play Date Between with number 2. I had a breakdown because I felt like I was abandoned as a friend. I had a breakdown on stream, okay? Started support first, kept going. It felt more and more obsessive and obsessive. Now I'm stressed. Bloom, let's hang out. We can hang with others. Nah, focus on your stream. You have a wonderful people. Bloom's in your cub, please. Blah, blah. Don't read all that. I'll die. Cringe. Keep playing. Focus on your stream. Blooms, let me join. We'll talk later on. Even after saying no, they ignore me wanting to be left alone to keep pestering me to hang out on stream. Okay. Saying it repeatedly, I felt the need to ask them if it was something they do to everyone. I won't be mad, neither should you, okay? How many people do you really talk to, flirt with, and say they're yours? I promise I won't be mad. It's just you network and grow, being noticed, I understand. How many are mine? None except you. Right. Do you like me? Yes, I do. I said that's more than friends. I said this, yes. Alright, there are others as well. To be honest, there is like 1 or 2 others I have cared. I want just one. Doesn't show me attention to other, just know about them. I've dated younger guys. Awkward conversations, like they find out they're both chatting to other people at the same time. This is just like a toxic stretch of friendship. Just want to be, their claims on me when they just want to be friends. It's because they're playing into it. They're playing into this. Okay, we'll keep going down here because this is the one where I think she gets possessive at the end. Very sure from past experience. So they were both, I like, winging with each other, but both claiming, like her claiming she doesn't want to be involved. Are you going to hurt me like everyone else is doing? Gonna leave you Bloom and talk? Not how you talk to a friend, okay, guys? This is a very weird relationship they have going on. I don't think this really helps her case. Maybe she didn't lead them on their own, but like, it's not a normal friendship, as you can see. Them pointing out the fact that they felt led on and that their relationship was kind of toxic doesn't mean that they hate Death Bloom or they say it's abusive. It obviously was toxic. 4th person mentioned abusive. Actually, flirting. I play the role of sucker who's still all about love, compliments, seduction, a person I play. People tend to take me for being nice, complimentary, blah, blah. I try not to bring up my partner, that won't interfere with the fantasy immersion. I only flirt with someone when they emit the same kind of vibe. Hey, question. You had some talks with Deathbloom before, right? Did she ever mention she is single? No, but I would assume that she is from the type of messages she was sending. Yeah, I have to realize too that a lot of normal people, because not every VTuber plays a role, won't automatically assume you're playing a role and you're just faking your interactions. In your head, they don't know this stuff. Now coming to the fifth person mention, actually unsolicited pictures. Okay, the actual one, the serious one I wanted to get to, because the other one is more of a back and forwards, and it's more of a personal relationship thing. And either way, I do understand the warning, because this is supposed to be a warning that she has a partner and that she flirts with lots of people and gets really hella clingy. Before April 2020, and barely talked to them until they were my smash or pass. Interaction was very minimal. We could both use TM. Yes, love. Do you want to catch a game together? Kind of normal. We barely talked, but on a few occasions it was just check on each other, playing collaborations. I don't really care about the size of the streamer. Partner at the time was even friends with them, knew that number 4, and I was talking as well. Even though he claims he doesn't really know any of them, I don't know. There's a lot of back and forwards here of misinformation. Now, just so you know what, I'll explain after I get some sleep, but you're wonderful is the short answer. Okay. Art with me, not safe for work. Art precisely. Okay. Of me, them, which I paid for the occasion. Okay. If they were flirting too much because they are flirty by nature, according to OP's document, they mentioned about me saying that made me uncomfy, and that they voiced about a couple times. And yet the reactions in the DMs will prove that they never stated their discomfort. My pictures were not even nudes. And if they were, I feel like they would have voiced out instead of complimenting me. But they also did the document saying they didn't want what you meant to send. Yeah, random. More the change from being shy real quick, but I'm not complaining. Okay, the thing is that the tone between the ones in his screenshot make them sound like different people. I could just be reading too into it. Reacted to with a smug face emoji, he said that it was an honor the picture was there as long as it was, and complimented me since he saw the picture. To be fair, those are drawn, and apparently from what she said were nudes. I'm not really sure. He asked me to check out his inner life network pictures. Boop. Well, hello there. If he had an issue with me sending him inner life pictures, not sent by mistake this time, I felt like he would have already voiced it. Interact number 4, asking them if he had a lovely time. Okay. Me asked me once more to check out another of his, this time of audio of him. I'm waiting for the stuff that is like more, these 2 stories, because this stuff is more of a, if it's the same guy. This interaction I didn't hear from at all. I felt like something was off. Before his reaction on these 2 occasions, sex picture. I made a search through the entirety of the conversation for words unsolicited. I'm comfy mad. I'm mad. I'm just uncomfy. There's been a few times that you just sent shit unsolicited. That's if this is the same guy. This is the problem. Uncomfy on sis is that she searches it instead of showing it in the already like the document. And I know like they might have a lot of messages, but there could be anyone. I did this the way they've done this, so maybe it's different. But this is like 12th for the 1st, 2022, and what were these? These are also on the 12th. Okay, so oh yeah, the 17th. Okay, so go back up here. So 12th, that's the uncomfy one. If you want something, yeah, sure, way. Okay, the big thing is I hear, because they're like senses, these speak, maybe they have a split personality, very differently from each other, and in my mind they just feel like 2 completely separate people. But that's why I feel like sometimes it's best to do videos of just scrolling through the entire thing, because they speak very differently. And that's like the big thing here is like, usually I would believe when you show images of this, but the way they talk is very different from each other. One is calm and collected and like straightforward, and the other one like is abbreviated, flirty text and stuff. They're like 2 people almost. Such an instant of me bantering with them, and they had an issue with talking to me. I felt like they would. Yes, I figured it out was her nature, not single though. She did say she had a rough relationship. Addressing that to me trying to get free art. It was mentioned on by number 5 that they flirted with me. They clearly stated that I didn't ask to date. I openly said that I was already dating someone. Yeah, I did mention in my first part of this, I felt this story should not have been included because it was a mutual understanding that she was cheating or like had a partner. The art I did not cover. I have been accused of trying to get free art from people through sexual favors. It has been presented with my document that whenever someone were to get art with me, it was consensual by both parties. Conclusion, this whole document isn't to blame to person, but to share my side of the story. It was a thing, and it's their word against theirs, but I don't think it's a good sign that they changed their standard of it 3 times from the VOD to this, and I would say the way she presented the messages don't make them look completely legit. I think like a showing them would have been better, because with the names put out and the tone differences between the people, some of them don't exactly sound like they're the same people's messages, but I could be wrong. Right, because regardless of being anonymous or not, the person lives, many people have been thrown out there in public eyes to stay forever with innocent or guilty. And so there should be communication between each other whenever something goes wrong without fear and hesitation. Except, so far when we've seen someone talk to her and say, she just kind of blames them and say they should have brought it up sooner. So I don't know what really would have been solved with that. It's for the VOD where people found it weird that I reacted with awkward wiggles and was shocked about the viewer count. It was not to brag or joke about it. And he said, imagine working hard for many years now, breaking your sleep schedule every day for years, and never reaching a viewer count as high. I've been struggling with Twitch banner push, not achieving 75 views without the help of raids. Then only when drama happens, that is when people show up en masse to watch or attack me. And also disheartening. Yeah, I had a bad taste in my mouth that she brings so much back to the content creating, but that's just me on that one. As a VTuber, I am an entertainer in the Pacific form of entertainment. I have decided to make lives and giving compliments, providing a fantasy of a desire. On stream, everyone knows doing this privately is seen as kind of very least. Do not lead on people privately. There's one thing putting on a show on stream. Do not lead on people. Do not lead on your viewers. Do not lead on random people just to help your career. And I find it weird she keeps bringing this up in this way, because I feel like partly she is leading them on and providing a fantasy to hopefully help her career. And you know what I have to do with that? Disgusting. That's almost scummier than everything else. It's not just you're romantically, you're hoping to use them financially and for the VTuber side of things, which is kind of pathetic in my opinion. And yeah, even what to say to this, it's common knowledge you shouldn't do those things. There's one thing putting on a character on stream or on public. Private interaction should not be built around a bunch of lies. Providing people with a fantasy can sadly lead to misunderstanding and expectations that are too high. I've always tried to be honest and clear about my position in these matters. Sometimes that's not enough. Because you're not being honest enough with your position. And you should not be putting on a show in private. It's called lying. And I don't think it counts as putting on a persona when you're doing it privately in DMs directly one-on-one with people. Especially when they don't know you're being fake, specifically. Just because you're aware it's fake doesn't mean everyone else is, okay? This is seen as very scummy between VTubers and content creators, okay? Just put it out there. And that brings us to the end of this document. Okay, so with thoughts on this, do I think she's guilty of every single thing that guy accused her of? No. I think some of the things he was hurt and sensitive about. Do I think she's innocent from everything they said? Oh, hell no. I think she was leading people on. It specifically more for content creation than anything from reading this, and I think that's unbelievably scummy. Do I think her and her boyfriend are toxic? Yeah, I do think they're kind of made for each other because they have no idea what they did wrong and they don't really seem to think they did anything wrong, which I think is the bigger problem here. 3, do I think she doesn't know how to communicate at all with people directly? I don't really know if she does. And I don't think she realizes that she's part of the problem there because she's communicating so poorly. And does she have double standards for other people? Yeah, because she's like, he sent that unsolicitedly to me. But she thinks when she does it, they should have told her not to send it. Which is a double standard, that she thinks other people should do things more correctly than herself. But that brings us to the end of this unfortunate tale. Tell me what you think in the comments below, link below. I do think that this document and story, our case file, because these are going to become our case files, are more of a warning than an actual cancellation of any kind, so people know what she does behind the scenes, and that she really doesn't seem to think, if it's in the name of content, that there's no bridge she can't cross, which just isn't true. That is the scummiest way to approach making content or media online. Take it from Delhi. Nothing is worth becoming an asshole for. Stay good, homies. I'll see you next time, my delinquents.